welcome back from the break. You are still watching Life and Style right here on KTN. And it is now time for the conversation segment. I'm super excited to introduce the person I'm going to be having a chat with today, but we're going to be talking about something that happens every month, specifically to women, but also not just that. Menstrual health. We're also going to be discussing women's health in general. Super excited. Buckle up. Let's go meet my amazing guest. I'm very excited to introduce today's guest. We are going to be discussing women's health. And I'm going to be talking about this with Judith Oketch. She is a mass customer segment manager at Kasha. Very, very long title. So she'll be telling us what that means.
Hi, Susan. How are you? I'm doing well.
I am good. I cannot complain. How have you been doing with working from home, first of all?
I'm managing. I'm seeing a lot of wash your hands tunes with my 3-year-old daughter. It's crazy. But yes, we are managing.
Okay, that's cool. I'm glad you and your daughter have been keeping safe and washing your hands. It's very important.
Yes.
So, you have been working from home with your daughter there. What has that experience been like for you two?
Oh my God. I see her at 3 p.m. usually from when I wake up because it's crazy. Yeah, because when you have meetings from morning, you don't want her around. So it's crazy though. But we've been managing. She's been a good girl. She washes her hands regularly. She knows the importance of that, surprisingly, for a 3-year-old. So basically we're staying home. If we have to leave, then we ensure that, we are putting on our masks. We are using the sanitizer.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're ensuring that we're keeping safe and also keeping others safe.
Okay, great. Good to hear. So now, explain to anybody who's watching, what is this Kasha? If they don't understand what Kasha is, could you just describe Kasha to all our viewers?
So Kasha is a very convenient platform for women to be able to access very essential products for their health, their bodies, and also for their babies, and also for their family. Generally their families.
Yeah.
And so Kasha, we are enabling women to access important products for themselves through online shopping, but also we are working with women in different income levels. So for example, women in Kibra, Kawangware, in Kangemi are able to access our services using the USSD. So they just dial *308# and they'll be able to access products. And you could also visit www.kasha.co.ke or .rw to access some of our products as well if you're using the internet.
Okay, that's great. I love that you're working with women both in urban and rural areas and low, middle, and income households across the board. Now, you are the mass customer segment manager.
No, that's long.
Yeah, that's long. Explain to us what you do at Kasha.
Yeah, so what that basically means is that I'm enabling women in low income settings to be able to access products that are on our platforms. And so it really involves a lot of also working with suppliers to ensure that, we have products that are meeting the needs of women living in these settings, but also ensuring that, we work with our prices so that our prices are, meeting the needs of these women. But also most importantly, that women living in these settings are able to access these products in a convenient and discreet manner.
Yes.
So basically that's my job.
Hey, that's a very big job. Now I understand the long title. um, when we talk about women buying all products for women's health, and you're talking about you work specifically with a lot more women who are in low income areas, I just have one question. Why do we even buy pads? Like you don't choose to have a menstrual cycle. There was no point I remember I was asked. So my question is, why do we even have to buy them? Why is it, and also why are they priced the way they are priced? Because food is essential. So you'd expect they should be around the same price as food, but they are not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you rightfully said it. Sanitary tiles or accessories are quite important.
Yeah.
They're essential for any woman and girls also. A cohort that we should not forget about. And I mean, there have been conversations around why girls, women need to buy pads, while we do not choose. It's not a choice for us to, go through this biological process.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, there's been great steps and strides towards ensuring that girls and women in such settings are able to access these very important commodities, at very affordable prices. And we've seen a lot of other organizations coming in to,
Mm-hmm.
support women by providing these essential products.
Yeah.
We worked with different organizations and companies to just ensure that we get quality, very important products for our customer segment, but also to work around the pricing so that every woman, because when you work with low income settings, you realize these women have also girls. So when they're
Yeah.
going out to purchase pads, she's not only purchasing it for herself, but she's also purchasing for probably 2 or 3 of her girls.
Yeah.
And so what we have tried to do as Kasha is work around the pricing for these products so that they're able to access these products at very
And affordable
cost-effective
rate.
prices. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yes.
Okay, that's very good. Speaking of what other things that Kasha have done to keep up with the times and keep up with their customers, um, in Kenya and in Rwanda, you have taken some strides to help women still be able to access these products because of COVID-19. But I want you to explain to people, why is it hard for women to access these products because of coronavirus?
I mean, women go through a lot of challenges when it comes to accessing sexual reproductive health commodities. And this COVID-19 is just making it even more difficult. Because one, these services, the commodities are not usually readily available for women. And so you have to, for example, leave your house and go and, if you're to go to a supermarket or a local duka, sometimes you find a line, or just coming out and saying, hey, I want to, for example, if you lived in Kawangware and you went to a local duka, and for a woman to just come out and say, I'm buying always, it also has a lot of,
It's like
most women do
it's
not feel
taboo,
so,
it's weird. Yeah.
yeah, taboo. Most women do not feel very comfortable buying such products in front of everyone, especially in front of men. And so there's several challenges that women experience when they want to access these essential commodities for their bodies. And so what this means for COVID is now that there's even more restrictions, we're not able to leave our houses.
Yeah.
And because there's not so many platforms,
Yes.
and this is where Kasha comes in and is doing an amazing job, that you're able to, access these products discreetly, affordably, and conveniently, because once you go to our website or you use the USSD, and
Mm-hmm.
we have a wide range of product category, you're able to decide that this is the best choice for me. If it's, always, if it's Cory pads, if it's whichever brand that works best for you,
Yeah.
and it's delivered to your doorstep. So this is how Cash is amazingly changing lives for women.
Yeah, that's incredible. With the work that you do in these areas, in Kenya and in Rwanda, in Kasha's experience, how informed do you think African women are about their own health?
African women have some information about their reproductive health or generally their health. The question then is this information that they do have correct?
Yeah.
And that's where, as Kasha, we also are coming in to try and work with women. And, we have 2 platforms that we are currently implementing. So we have a contraceptives platform where, and we have a nurse that's manning this contraceptive platform. So if you do have questions, concerns around which contraceptives to use, or, maybe you're experiencing some side effects. Generally, if you do have questions around contraceptives, then you could come to the platform, and you'll get to have a conversation with a professional around that.
I love that. There's also within your website where you have the Let's Talk About Contraception. You also have a live nurse chat, like a live interaction with the person on the platform. And how does that work?
So, so you can either access this live chat through the website or actually through the USSD.
Or both, still you can do the live chat with the nurse.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. Because we're also trying to make it easier for women in low-income settings to be able to, have conversations with a professional around. Yeah, you basically go into the platform and, for example, if you're using the USSD, it will direct you step to step. And we have a very lively, jovial, very helpful nurse. Yes, manning the platforms. Yeah, she's amazing. I sometimes just chat with her for the sake of it. Yeah, she's amazing.
It's good to know she's that good.
Yeah, and she's a professional in what she does. So
yes, a certified nurse. So you know that you're actually getting health advice. You're not just getting random advice. Like
exactly.
what you said, that women seem to know more, be more curious about their health, want to know more about their sexual reproductive health or their health as a whole. But the question is, this information that we have, is it correct? So what happens now with Kasha? How do we increase the number of women who have correct information about their health?
So this basically means that, for example, we have launched these 2 platforms, the live chat with the nurse, and let's talk about contraceptives. And so what we are doing as Kasha is encouraging all our customers who come to our platform to purchase from us to also explore these 2 platforms. And once they're able to explore these, because we have data, we have a very huge number of customers. And so the more they're able to access these platforms, then that means we're actually increasing the number of women with the correct information about their sexual reproductive health. But also apart from that, we also do have our other social media platforms. And women can always go to these platforms on our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and they could always shoot questions. And yes, we do have someone who will be answering to those questions. And so I think generally it's to, make concerted efforts to be very visible out there as Kasha, but also a call from other organizations that are working around supporting women with reproductive health commodities to, continue working with women in different settings. And, if it's holding forums at the village, at the, different forums in the communities, let's continue talking about how women can access
all the commodities,
the right information, the right information about their health.
Right. I like that. You yourself, you're a mother, and you have talked about the women that you work with who are also mothers, and they also happen to be mothers of daughters. With that in mind, at what age do you think the conversation on women's health or women's sexual reproductive health should start?
Well, we do have guidelines set by the government, and personally, I know I am not yet at the level where I could say I can start having a conversation about, women's health with my
Reproductive
daughter,
health.
which is
Yeah.
yeah. But personally, personally, I would start as early as 9 years old. But of course, we do have guidelines that are put in place by the government. And these conversations, we are having these conversations even in schools. With the comprehensive sexuality education. So it's something that I think for every parent, it's something that they have to sort of have a conversation with themselves and make a decision that this when I want to, start having these conversations with my child.
Yeah.
But personally, for me, I think I'd start as early as 9 years.
Okay. Cool. So the situation with us having to stay at home, we've talked about it, and we've talked about how it has made things even harder for women if they weren't hard enough as it is when it comes to being able to leave the house and go and purchase the products that we would need. With that thinking, how old does somebody have to be to buy a product of Kasha? Like if I'm alone, I'm a girl, I'm 16 or I'm 13, or can I be able to interact with Kasha and actually be able to purchase something, or do I need somebody to do it for me who's older?
Yeah, so we do have, of course, definitely categories that would need someone older, to be with you. For example, when you're talking about contraceptives, it's not something that we're going to be selling to, children. We're talking about condoms, for example. We're not going to be selling those to children.
Yeah.
But generally, categories such as menstrual health, we have girls as young as 9 years who've already started experiencing their menses, and so that means we cannot not sell this to such a girl because of their age if they're experiencing. So if they're able to utilize the tools, the USSD and the website, then yes, they will. And one of the things that we do is for every order that is placed, we do make a follow-up call. So we have a call center, and someone would be asking questions, and they should be able to understand, the age of the person placing the order.
Right. Nice. I understand that. So Kasha works not just in Kenya, but works in Rwanda as well. You mentioned the website and you said .rw as well as a Kenyan website. Are there any big differences you see with how women interact with the Kasha platform in both countries?
Yes. For example, in Rwanda, women are more accessing our platform using the USSD. As opposed to Kenya, yes, where women are more comfortable using the website. So that's really the difference. But in both countries, what you've seen is women are really happy about the services that we are providing. They say we are very professional. We deliver what we promise.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, we see both countries presenting us with women who are satisfied with our services.
Okay, great. Earlier we talked about the strange feeling a woman can have when she's going to purchase products. If they have something to do with her reproductive health, you feel strange. I personally, I can even say you feel strange when you have pads. Maybe you're shopping with your brother or your dad, and then you're just like, let's just not talk about this. Why does that taboo culture exist? And is there anything you're doing at Kasha to help women get over it?
Yeah, I think the taboo comes in from, growing up as a young person, there's been a lot of misconceptions around, your sexual health, and that this emanates from, sometimes even bullying, and most importantly, lack of correct information that is not provided to us at an early age. And so we grow up knowing that as a woman, when I'm going through my menses, I'm dirty, I shouldn't be sitting around boys, so such things sort of have an effect with our buying behaviors.
Yes.
And as Kasha, what we are doing, as I've said, we are working with different women in the communities. For example, in Kibra, we are working with an organization, a CBO that's called Project Elimu. And what we do is once every other time, we are able to have conversations about menstrual health with the girls that they're supporting who come for dance classes. And so we try and penetrate what we are able to within the community and to talk to girls about their, menstrual health and how they can access commodities. And if they have questions, who they can always talk to, and we encourage them to talk to their teachers, for example, because these kids spend like 8 hours a day in school, and they spend most of this time with their teachers. Yeah, so we encourage them to talk to their teachers, to talk to their parents, and not to be shy about asking if they have questions around menstrual health. So we've also worked with women chamas, talking to them how they could encourage their daughters to, be more open about talking about their sexual reproductive health. And yeah, we see some positivity coming out of that as well.
That is great. That's such important work. And I'm very happy that you guys are doing that. We need to get rid of this taboo completely because it's just normal. Like you said, it's a biological process. It's nothing strange.
Exactly.
And it's the reason actually that the woman's body is then able to bring life into this world. So it's like, hey guys, it's necessary.
There you go.
Why you're here? How you're here? You arrived. On this perch. I really like that. Now, time is up. I've actually realized our time has actually just come to a close. But before we go, do you have advice for, the world is still moving. So I'm imagining there's probably maybe single moms or single dads who are there with their daughters and maybe their menses have started and it's COVID-19 and it's just weird. Do you have any advice for them on how they can go about having these conversations with their children?
It's not rocket science. Don't freak out. The more you talk about it, the easier, it becomes to manage it. And with time, it then becomes very normal because it actually is normal. So don't be shy about it in terms of talking to your daughters about it. Make them feel comfortable and make them feel that it's actually a normal biological process. It's not a sin. There's nothing they're doing wrong by, going through this process.
Yeah, I like that. It's not a sin, Kwanzaa. That's the most important. Even though you were saying you feel dirty, you feel like you shouldn't be around people, it's normal. It's 100% normal. On the website, you also have makeup, you have personal care products as well. Now, there has been a misconception before that African women weren't so into all this stuff, but now these days there's even African-made makeup products, African-made skincare products. So have you found that those are moving more on the site? What has been the movement of them, or is it more the reproductive care products?
We've seen a high movement of reproductive health care products, but then also we do have our personal healthcare products are also moving. We have makeup category, we have skincare category. We see brands like Garnier and Zerufi really doing very, very well.
Cool.
And sometimes you find that we are the only retailer stocking these products, so we see them moving very well.
I've even seen you also have masks also on the site. Yes. So for anybody who is looking for more masks, you can also order from Kasha. It's 135 bob from what I can see on the site. So that is quite affordable and very awesome. All right. Well, can you tell people the Kasha website so they can know where to find your products and the Kasha social media pages?
Yeah, so you can visit us at www.kasha.co.ke. On Facebook, you can find us Kasha Kenya, Kasha Rwanda. On Instagram, you can find us on Kasha Kenya, also Kasha Rwanda, and Twitter, Kasha Global, at Kasha Global.
That's great. Thank you so much, Judith. It's been wonderful talking to you. I'll remind everybody again, you are the mass customer segment manager. But thank you so much for highlighting a lot for us for women's health and the great advice that you have for parents. I wish you and your daughter well. Keep staying safe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you, Susan. Thanks for hosting us. Bye-bye.
Bye. That was Judith Oketch, a member of Kasha. It is an e-commerce platform that helps women access any commodities as well as services to help them with their reproductive health. They also sell makeup, they also sell skincare products. Basically, they are my jam through and through. Big thank you to Kasha and what they're doing for Africa's women's health in 2020 and with what's happening with COVID-19. I will reiterate something that Judith said, and that is for Sura's cut today. When it comes to women's health, when we're raising our daughters, let's talk to them about their health often, whether it may be their sexual reproductive health or just their general physical health or mental health. Remember that everything that is happening to you as a woman is normal, and everything that your daughter is going through is normal. So the more you talk to her about it, the more normal it's just gonna be. That is Sura's Cut. You can follow our social media platforms at KTN Home. That is on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram. You can talk to me directly. My Instagram is Sura_Common. You can find me on Twitter at @SRoge_ and Sura Common on Facebook. Now let's go to the artist segment and TikTok video.